Live, so.
No, go. So that's it. Don't. We're live. Everybody start. Let's go.
Are we?
Start. You want a coffee or don't want one?
No, quite fair. What should I do? Put this here?
Yeah.
How does it go?
Perfect.
Like
Just
this?
like that. Yeah.
Okay, like this.
Perfect.
Fine.
Daf. You have to say daf. Blah blah blah.
Okay, where are we starting on my side? Anyone know? Okay. So 7 lines from the top on Lamed Gimel Amud Aleph. Yeah? Seven lines from the top of Lamed Gimel Amud Aleph. Omer Rav Gidel Omer Rav. מתי מדרש לוקי? ואומר לרבונון, קודשי בדק הבייס היו בכלל לעמודו והלוכו, וקודשי מזבח לא היו בכלל לעמודו והלוכו. So according to Reish Lakish, in Shitas Chachamim, is anyone is with me? Yeah? Okay. So we had a machlokes in Shitas Chachamim. If the animal has to be alive in Shitas Chachamim, right? By Kodesh Mizbeach. An animal by Kodesh Mizbeach doesn't have to be alive for you to redeem it. So Reish Lakish held in Shitas Chachamim, right? It doesn't have to be alive. Everyone remember from yesterday?
Can you hold it standing it up once it's dead?
Yeah. So it doesn't need the Amod of Aroch, meaning it doesn't need to be alive. So Kodesh Mizbeach doesn't need to be alive, and Kodesh Vedek Habayis do need to be alive. So we're just looking what's the source for that in the Torah. So it says in the Pasuk of Amod of Aroch, it says like this: V'erich hakohen oiso, bein toiv u'ben ra. So how do we learn this Pasuk? Eizu davar she'enu cholok ben toiv le'ra. What type of a korban? There's no difference if it has a mum, it doesn't have a mum, it's all good. So by Kodesh Bedek Habayis, it makes no difference if it has a mum or not. Either way you sell it and you'll use the money to build the Beis HaMikdash. To do renovations in the Beis HaMikdash. And it says in the Pasuk Oisop, meaning only this one, which there is only this one.
Only this category?
Yeah. Only this category of Kodesh Vedek Habayis, the Torah says, needs to be alive. That means the Mi'ut Kodesh Mizbeach, the Kodesh Mizbeach don't need to be alive when you redeem them. Rabbi Yochanan, what does Rabbi Yochanan do with Oisop? Because according to Rabbi Yochanan, whether it's Kodesh Mizbeach or Kodesh Vedek Habayis, they have to be alive. So the Apostle comes to say that some korbanos don't need to be alive. So what does that come to exclude? The Mi'ut Mai, the Mi'ut Baal Mum Mikori. As we saw yesterday, if it was Baal Mum from the beginning, when you were Makdish it to the Mizbeach, if it was a Baal Mum at that point, so then you could redeem it even if it's not alive. Now, the Retana de Levi, now we're introducing a third opinion. According to the Tana de Levi, there is no such a thing as a kolbon, which you can redeem, kolbon or any hektish animal that you can redeem when it's dead. The Tani Levi, anything needs amoda v'arocho, even if it was ba'amum when you were makdish it. The Ken Tani Levi, and Levi says, even if you were makdish to the mizbeach a chayo, or a bird, which can't be a kolbon. A chayim which can't be a korban and a bird which can't be a korban. You know, some birds could be korbanos, but we're talking here about like chickens and geese that you can't bring them as a korban. The aktivo isa, but it says in the pasuk isa, meaning that there's certain things that you could redeem even when they're not alive, because it says isa, only this one you can't. So kasha, so taka, we don't know how to answer this question. According to Tana de Levi, which says that every single animal needs to be alive when you redeem it, so we don't understand why the pasuk says Oiso, meaning only this one and not something else. Okay. Omar Rabbi Omar Rav. Yeah, a new start. My time with the Rab Shimon. Until now, we were explaining the Shita of Chachamim, and according to Reish Lakish, and according to Rabbi Yochanan. But now we're learning what's the reason of Rab Shimon. The Kodesh Mizbeach hayu bichlal amodo v'arocho. The Kodesh Mizbeach need to be alive when you redeem them. And Kodesh Bedek Habayis lo hoyu. And Kodesh Bedek Habayis don't need to be alive. Why is that? We're learning it obviously from the same pasuk. The Omar Klo v'richo yisoa kohen ben toivu ben ra. In the pasuk of amodo v'arocho it says the Kohen evaluates it, standing up, whether it's good or bad. Ezu davar shecholuk ben toiv l'ra. What type of a hekdesh will be different if it has a mum or it doesn't have a mum? It's only when it goes to the mizbeach there's a difference if it has a mum or not. And it says only this is a problem when it's dead. The miute bedek habayis, but if kodesh bedek habayis is dead, you can redeem it. So the Gemara says, "But Yehochi ben tov lira mi ba'elei." Ben tov ben ra sounds whether it's good or bad. It should have said, right? It says whether good or whether bad, meaning it's the same thing. If you want to say that it's a kodesh, where there's a difference between when it's good to when it's bad, you should say ben tov lira. Okay, some Hebrew grammar over here. Iboelei kasha. So the Gemara says, right? It's a kasha. It doesn't fit so well into the words of the pasuk. Yeah, it will just if it says ben tov ben ra, it sounds like they're both the same.
Yeah, I know.
And if it should have said ben tov lira, that would mean that there's a difference between them, and it doesn't. So it's a Kash and Rab Shimon who learns it to speak about Kodesh Bedek Habayis. Sorry, learns it to speak about Kodesh Mizbeach that are different than tov lira. Okay. Meisimi. Hoyot mimim ikabu. It says about a meisut mimim. If you had a kolba, it died when it was without a mum, so you bury it. You don't redeem it. The baalei mumin, if the kolban was a baal mum, ipadu. Bamet dvorim amurim bekodesh mizbeach. That's talking about if it was kodesh mizbeach. If they died baalei mumim, you can redeem them. Aval bekodesh bedek habayis. Ben tmimim ben baalei mumin ikabu. So that's Shitas Chachomim, exactly like Resh Lakish. Okay, so that will be a question on Rabbi Yochanan. Again, according to Resh Lakish, you can redeem Kodesh Mizbeach who died, but Kodesh Bedek Habayis you can't. So that seems like Chachomim and Shitas Resh Lakish. Rab Shimon Omer, which also doesn't fit with our classic Rab Shimon, he says Echad Kodesh Mizbeach ve'Echad Kodesh Bedek Habayis doesn't make a difference if it's Kodesh Mizbeach or Kodesh Bedek Habayis. If it's tmimi, if the animal was tamim, ikavu. If the animal didn't have a mum, a blemish, so then you bury it. If it's baalei mumin, ipadu. If it has a mum, you will redeem it. So basically, there's a lot of things to understand in this brayso. So we'll just let the Gemara develop it piece by piece. So the Gemara starts with Tiyuta de Rabbi Yochanan Mireisha. The beginning of this brayso is a question on Rabbi Yochanan. Because it says in the beginning of the brayso that if the animal died, and it was a Baal Mum, so if it's Kodesh Mizbeach, you could redeem it. And if it's Kodesh Bedek Habayis, you can't. According to Rabbi Yochanan, you can only redeem it if it had a Mum before you were Makdish it. Right? So Rabbi Yochanan says it does fit with my opinion because I'll explain it that it had a Mum when you were Makdish it. What it means that you can redeem it when it's a Baal Mum, when it died a Baal Mum, that's if originally, when you gave it to the Beis HaMikdash, it was a Baal Mum.
Seems that a lower level, if it's a higher level of Kedusha, if it's a Baal Mum, you can redeem it. If it's a lower level of Kedusha,
right,
you cannot redeem it.
We're talking about the person was Makdish to the Mizbeach. The person was Makdish to the Mizbeach. So if you were Makdish and it had the Mum at that point that you were Makdish to the Mizbeach, yeah, so then it's a lower level Kedusha. Redeem it even if it died.
But if it's a Bedek Habayis,
A Bedek Habayis is a different issue. A Bedek Habayis, we learned it from the pasuk. It says Ben Tov Ben Ra. They didn't use a svara to it. Okay, they were learning it from the pasuk. So then there's no question of svara.
If he is Makdish an oil or something,
Yeah.
time.
Well, yeah. So it's Toifes only Kedushas Damim, and therefore if it died, you could redeem it. That basically also according to Chachamim and also according to Rabbi Shimon. Okay, so and says the Gemara Chenami Mistabo, and that makes sense. Why does that make sense? Because the itemo, because if you're going to explain Shekodam Hekdeshon Esmuma. Then we're talking about the regular classic Korban, you were Makdish it, then it got a mum, then it died. So Liflog Rabbi Shimon Allah. So Rabbi Shimon should argue and say, I don't agree. Because Rabbi Shimon says that Kodesh Mizbeach need Ha'amod Avaroch. According to everyone, no one argues than Rabbi Shimon. That if it's a Kodesh Mizbeach, if it's a Korban for the Mizbeach, it needs to be alive when you redeem it. And you see, Rabbi Shimon argues only about Kodesh Bedek Habayis. So obviously the Kodesh Mizbeach he agrees to Chachomim, Elalav Shma Mino, so that obviously proves to you that Bebal Mumi Koro, that Chachomim were talking about an animal which had a mum in the beginning, and therefore, what? Yeah, and therefore, it's okay to redeem it according to everyone, even though it died. Okay, Elalem Atevet Yuvta de Reish Lakish. The Gemara says it's such a good explanation in the Brayso, meaning you can't explain the Brayso different, so there has to be a question on Reish Lakish. Because obviously the Rabbi Shimon only agrees to Chachomim in something which was a Baal Mumi Ikaroi. So obviously when Chachomim said you could redeem it, they only spoke about the Baal Mumi Ikaroi. So Reish Lakish mukim lo b'shekodam hekdeshon es mumon. Reish Lakish will say that when Chachomim said you can redeem a Kodesh Mizbeach, a dead Kodesh Mizbeach, it's when it got a mum after the Hekdesh. So we're back to our question. So let Rabbi Shimon argue on it. Rabbi Shimon comes and says in the Brayso that whether it's Kodesh Mizbeach or Kodesh Bedek Habayis, it has the same din. And if we're talking about something which you are Makdish before it had a mum, so Rabbi Shimon should argue on it. Okay? So says the Gemara, Reish Lakish mei pachapich. So he's not exactly turning it over. So Reish Lakish will bring a different Brayso, which won't have the words Bein Kodesh Mizbeach and Rabbi Shimon. The main problem Reish Lakish has with the Brayso we just brought over here is that Rabbi Shimon says whether it's Kodesh Mizbeach or Kodesh Bedek Habayis, it could be redeemed. Okay? Even though it died. It could be redeemed. So he's just taking out the words Kodesh Mizbeach. And once he takes out these words, he can say that Rabbi Shimon just didn't speak about Kodesh Mizbeach. He does argue about Kodesh Mizbeach too, but he just didn't speak about it in the Brayso. Okay, so let's just see it inside. Meisu, it says in the Brayso like this. If the animal died, Bein Tmimin Ben Malemumini Kavru B'Med V'Amurim B'Kodesh Mizbeach Habayis, then he could redeem it. Aval B'Kodesh Mizbeach he podo. If it's Kodesh Mizbeach, he could redeem them if they're Ba'alemumin. Okay, that's Shitas Chachomim. Rabbi Shimon Oimer Tmimini Kavru, if they're Tamim, you bury them, if it's Ba'alemumim, you podo. So we will have to understand, until now we know that in Rabbi Shimon, always Kodesh Bedek Habayis you can redeem. And over here he starts to make a chilik, if it's Tamim or a Baal Mum, we'll have to understand that too. The Gemara will speak about that in Amud Beis. But again, Tiyuta de Rabbi Yochanan Miseifa, it's a question of Rabbi Yochanan, again from Chachamim. Did Chachamim say that the Kodesh Mizbeach you could redeem even though they're dead? And again, Omar Lecha Rabbi Yochanan, same answer. It's talking when it had a mum or makdish it. And the Gemara goes again to the understanding that Hochanami Mistabro. The tema b'shikola mekdesh on the smumon, because if it had the hekdesh before the mum, niflo Rabbi Shimon Allah. Let Rabbi Shimon argue on it. So said the Gemara lalema tiyavet tiyuv to the Reish Lakish. Again, the same question. Omar lecha Reish Lakish achacha b'mayaskinan b'shikola mekdesh on the smumon. Again, same thing. That the hekdesh was before the mum. So the Gemara says v'niflo Rabbi Shimon Allah. So let Rabbi Shimon argue on it. Omar lecha Reish Lakish achenami de poli Rabbi Shimon. Rabbi Shimon argues. But this Brayso and Rabbi Shimon only spoke about Kodesh Bedek Habayis. That's what we changed from the question before. Okay. Okay, a new start. We can start whoever. There were 2 lines from the bottom on Lamed Gimel Amud Aleph. Omar le Rabbi Yirmiyah le Rabbi Zeira. Rabbi Yirmiyah asked Rabbi Zeira, L'Reish Lakish doma le Rabbonon, Kodesh Mizbeach lo hoyu bichlal amodo v'arocho. A Kodesh Mizbeach don't need to be alive when you redeem them. V'katani, and it says Kodesh Mizbeach ba'alemu mini podo. So the Brayso says.
Exactly the opposite of what we say till now.
Why? There's Rabbi Shimon and there's Chachamim. According to Rabbi Shimon, Kodesh Bedek Habayis don't need to be alive, and Kodesh Mizbeach do need to be alive. And the way Reish Lakish learns Chachamim is exactly the opposite. Opposite from Rabbi Shimon.
Why does he learn just the opposite?
We saw the Psukim on Amud Aleph. We had the way they learned the Psukim differently. So according to Reish Lakish, when we say Ba'alemu mini podu, v'mukminan lo b'shekoda mekdesh hanesmumon. So the case is, obviously, You were makdish a korban, it got a mum, and now it died, and you could redeem it. So now, a dead animal, can you eat it? No, right? You can't. It's an avela, right? A dead animal you cannot eat. So Shmami knows. So from here we see because there is no other usage. He's asking a very good question. We know you don't redeem a korban in order to feed it to the dogs, and he says if the animal died, so forget hamod of ha'arocha. But who will you feed it to? A dead animal.
What about the skin? The skin has a value.
Okay, but we're not talking about that. No one speaks out that you only use the skin. They say you redeem it, right? Oh, but that's you only pay. You also pay less if it's really only for dogs, right? But who?
You can't feed korbanos to dogs.
The Gemara just says. You see over here that he holds it. You could feed korbanos to dogs. Okay, that's what would come out.
You're not allowed to sell to goyim, right?
You're not allowed to
You're
sell.
not allowed to sell to goyim, right?
What?
Something you put it, because that's kedusha, right?
I don't know. I would assume.
If you value it,
If you're allowed to sell to goyim, then you could have found out from it.
No, I'm saying the question is if you can't feed it to dogs, right? So what can you do with this meat? Obviously, you can't feed it to goyim either, because otherwise.
So I think you can do is have a panah from the hide.
No, but the mashmol says redeeming means you can redeem the thing and use it. That's the way it goes. Okay, so so the Gemara says the case over here, it's not talking when it died by itself. You know how this animal died? A person was makdish an animal, it got a mum, he says, oh, it got a mum, let's make a dinner. He shechted it. And now, he shechted it, now he comes to ask the rabbi, what should I do? So then, we're not talking about animals eating it, we're talking about people will eat it if you can redeem it. Kidatanya, there's a mefresh brayso that speak about this case. Kol hakodoshim shenofal b'emun. If a korban had a mum, the shochaton and the person went ahead and shechted it. So Rab Meir oimer yikavu. So Rab Meir says you bury it, not because of feeding it to the dogs, just because he holds like Rabbi Shimon. And we know that according to Rabbi Shimon, an animal needs to be alive in order to redeem it if it's a kodesh mizbeach. So therefore, you have to bury it. You can't redeem it. The Chachamim oimrim mipodu, but Chachamim say you could redeem it. Okay. Fine. Over le Rabbi Yirmiyah le Rabbi Zero. A new question. Okay. לרבי שמעון דאמר קודשי בדק הבייס לא היו בכלל העמודו והרוחו. המאי תמימי מקובו. According to Rabbi Shimon, that קודשי בדק הבייס don't have a din of העמודו והרוחo. So why did we say in Amud Aleph that a kodesh bedek habayis, if it's tamim and it died, you have to bury it? Why? Redeem it. There is no halacha in the Torah that kodesh bedek habayis need to be alive. So who cares if it died when it was tamim or it died when it had a mum? So he told him Mishum dechazi la'akrova. He says you're right. It's not a din from the Torah. It's a din from Chachamim. Chachamim said that because any hekdesh that you are makdish to bedek habayis will have to be a korban, you'll sell it to be a korban. So therefore, if it died, we look at it as a korban in the same way that the kodesh mizbeach, a regular kodesh mizbeach, according to Rab Shimon, you cannot redeem when it's dead. So too, this tmimim, even though they were by bedek habayis, since they're designated for a korban, you won't be able to redeem them if they died. Okay, Kidetanya, like we see in the Braiso, amat pisprimim lebedek habayis. If a person gave tamim animals that could be used for a korban, to bedek habayis, a donation to bedek habayis, kshenifdim ein nifdim ela lamizbeach, you only sell them to someone that will bring them as a korban. Shekol haroy lamizbeach and yoytze midei mizbeach leolam. Any animal that a person gave to Beis Hamikdash, even if he just gave it to bedek habayis, if it could be used as a korban, it will be used as a korban.
And obviously, this is an animal that's roy to be used as a korban.
Right. It's even an isul to be makdish to the bedek habayis. But if a person did,
How can he? I mean, if he's makdish to the bedek habayis,
yeah,
it automatically has to go as a korban.
yeah, it has to go as a korban, but he still did the wrong thing because when you're makdish a tamim, you should makdish it to the mizbeach. Fine.
So if it gets a baal mum or it's too old to bring it to korban, you have to smack
Yeah, so then he can be makdish to bedek habayis, no problem. Okay. ואומר לרוב על רבי יוחנן. לרבי Yochanan, the mukim lo bebal mumi ikoroi. Rabbi Yochanan says that the Braisa is talking when it had the mum in the beginning. V'kulei ha-mesvira leu debal mumi ikoroi, lo ave bichlal ha'amodo ve'arocha. So he says that if it's a bal mum from the beginning, everyone agrees that you can redeem it. Right? If you were makdish an oilo, and this oilo had the mum when you were makdish it, everyone agrees if it dies you can redeem it. V'loi. What? Everyone agrees. There's no machlokes in it. Ve'atnan, we know, there's a Mishnah. Yeah. Kol ha-kodoshim shekodam mum kavu alei kdeishon. If you had a kodesh, that's a baal mumi koroi, yeah, it had a mum, then you made it into hekdesh, so it has a lot of halachos. We're talking about here about redeeming, but we'll see the whole list of the Mishnah. So the Mishnah says, yeah, if it had a mum kavu alei kdeishon v'nifdu, and then it was redeemed, so chayovim bebechoyer v'bematonos, it's like a regular korban. If it has a bechoyer, you have to give it to the kohen. When you shecht it, you have to give matonos to the kohen, as well chayayim v'kevo. And when you redeem it, yotzin lechulin ligozez v'leyovid. You can use it afterwards as a regular chulin. You can take the hair from it. You can work with it. Vlodon v'chalavon mutar lachal pidyonon. If it had a vlad, or you milk it after you redeem it, you're allowed to use it. V'ashoichaton v'chutz patul. And if you shechted it outside, even before redeeming it, it's patul because it doesn't have this kedusha saguf. It was never roi to the mizbeach. Ve'enois in Temurah, and even before the pidyon, it can do Temurah. Ve'imeisu ipodu, and if it died, you redeem it. Okay, so that's classic shitas chachamim and Rabbi Shimon, right? According to Rabbi Yochanan.
This is why it had the mum before he was makdish.
Yeah, if it had the mum before you were makdish it, so even if it died, you could redeem it. So according to Rabbi Yochanan, that should be according to everyone. Ve'omar Rav Yehuda Marav, but Rav Yehuda. Yeah, this. Even if it's a Baal Mum, from the beginning, it has a Kedushas Damim. It doesn't have a Kedushas Aguf, therefore it has all these halachas. It has only a Kedusha, monetary Kedusha, but it doesn't catch Kedusha in the animal itself. Ve'omar Rav Yehuda Marav, so divrei Rabbi Shimon. That's the opinion. And Rabbi Shimon Domar Kodshe Mizbeach Hoyo Bichlal Amodo Ve'arocha. And kosher bedek habayis lo hoyu. That's according to Rabbi Shimon, who holds it regular korbanos need to be alive, and kosher bedek habayis not. Kidet nan. Rabbi Shimon oimer kosher bedek habayis imeisu yipodu. Rabbi Shimon holds it if it has a kodesh to the building of the Beis Hamikdash. If it died, you could redeem it. Umoid Rabbi Shimon bebal mumi ikoroi shenifde. If it's a bal mumi ikoroi, so it's also a type of a kodesh bedek habayis because it only has kedushas damim. My time edomar kro oiso comes also lemiute bal mumi ikoroi, not just kosher bedek habayis, also bal mumi ikoroi, which has the same halacha that it only has kedushas damim. Aval, now this is the question on Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan said everyone agrees to this that the bal mumi ikoroi could be redeemed even though it died. Aval chachamim oimrim afilu bal mumi ikoroi hoyo bichlal amodo va'arocha. Chachamim say that even a bal mumi ikoroi, it has to be alive in order to redeem it. So Omar Lei man chachamim, who's this chachamim? We've seen this chachamim earlier. Tana Devei Levi, that's a Tana Devei Levi, and Amud Aleph that we saw that he holds that no matter what the korban is, whether it's a kodesh mizbeach, bedek habayis, had mum in the beginning, didn't have a mum, if it's dead, there's no way to redeem it.
But you can't stand it up.
Yeah. Okay. Yochi, so the Gemara says, okay, that would be a beautiful answer, but it doesn't fit with the words of Rav so well. Because Rav should have said, Zo divrei Rabbi Shimon in Machloiktoi. And Rav said, Zo divrei Rabbi Shimon sounds like only Rabbi Shimon, not those who argue on him. So Zo divrei Rabbi Shimon vetu loi, Zo divrei Rabbi Shimon Machlukto mi ba'ilei. It says Rabbi Shimon and those who are arguing on him, they all agree to this, that if the animal got a mum before you were makdish it, so you could redeem it, even though it's dead. Okay, so he said, Rav could have said it goes according to everyone. Just what? At the end, this Mishnah doesn't stand on its own. This Mishnah comes with another Mishnah after it, saying what's going to be the halacha if the animal got the mum after the hekdesh. And then it says, if it got the mum after the hekdesh, then you can't redeem it when it died. So that can't fit, according to Rav, in Shitas Chachamim. Why? Because Rav holds like Resh Lakish, that any Kedushas Mizbeach you could redeem. Any Kedushas Mizbeach you can redeem when it's died. So the reason Rav didn't say that this Mishnah goes according to Rav Shimon Machluktoi is just because the next piece doesn't fit. So let's see the next piece. Mishum derav sov ala kiresh lokish doma lerabonon kodshe bedek habayis soy bichlal lamod avarocha. We're not talking about kodshe bedek habayis in these Mishnayos. We're only talking about kodshe mizbeach. And here the kodshe mizbeach loy hoyu. They never need to be alive. The reisha, so the reisha will fit because it says v'imeisu yipodu. So that will fit. If it had the mum before, it says you can redeem it. That will work with chachamim. But seifa katani, but it says at the end, imeisu yikavu. If it got the mum later, you should bury it. So that doesn't work with chachamim. That's why he only said these mishnahs fit only according to Rabbi Shimon. Viba yisemo, another way to answer it, the Rav Rabbi Yochanan Tzvir alei. You want him to say Rabbi Shimon Machlukto, so say Rabbi Shimon Machlukto. It's not the main point. He just came to say who's the Tanoim, so you want to say it's also Machlukto. So he said they are too, but when it was just coming to say that there's those who argue. He wants to tell you there's Tana de Levi who argue on it, and he calls them Chachamim because he holds like him.
The original Mishnayos were not divided in the way we have it. The whole paragraph
Right.
was one Mishnah.
Yeah. So it's called Seifo. So it's called Seifo.
It's all breaks
So we said where we hope at the second Mishnah or not?
Meaning, everyone agree. Meaning, Rabbi Shimon and those who argue on him, they both agree that if you were makdi something to the mizbeach which had a mum, you could redeem it. Everyone agrees to that. Everyone agrees to that. Yeah. Just he can't say that this Mishnah is chachamim, because if the end of it says that chachamim hold it if got a mum later, so you can't redeem it. That won't work according to chachamim if you hold like Resh Lakish. Okay, fine. So we can end over here, Rabbi Isai, unless because tomorrow is a very short daf, so we can leave the Mishnah for it also. Unless what?
This guy Ruben Shem would appreciate it if you go.
Okay, so we'll continue until the end of time. Okay, we have time, plenty. Okay, velo na nikbori. So tomorrow you can have a party with no daf. Velo na nikbori.
You have to have something to look. No, then you won't have it.
So I'll leave you alone. Should I leave? Should I leave? Should I leave a line? Should I leave a line at the end? Velo na nikborim. Okay. So now there's different type of isurei hano. Almost everything in this Mishnah, besides one thing which is truma, is isurei hano. Now the Torah says by different isurei hano you deal with them differently. Some of them you bury, and some of them you burn. So now the Mishnah goes through the list of what you bury and what you burn. So let's see. Velo na nikborim. These are things which are also be'ano, and you need to bury them. Kochim she'ipilo ikavu, if a korban had a miscarriage, so it's kodesh. You can't use it. It's also be'ano. You bury it. Epila shilio, if it had a miscarriage of a shilio, the shilio is the skin that the placenta. So placenta has for sure a vlad in it, so it dropped a shilio, even though you can't find
An animal which is kodesh.
which is kodesh, and has a vlad or takes out a placenta, tikavil, you bury it. Another thing is shoira niskal. We know that if a shor killed a person, you take him to Beis Din, they throw him off, and they kill him, and then you have to bury him because you can't not allowed to have a no. Also egla arufa, if the person died, we don't know who killed him, right? Someone was murdered, we don't know who. Do egla arufa, bury it.
That animal shechted by mistake. You still can't use it, right?
It's not shechted by mistake. They chop off its head on purpose.
Let's say somebody on the way down grabbed it and shechted it.
Yeah. So yeah, once it went down, it became
Once it's
also.
on the way down, it's already.
Yeah, but then they'll have to bring a new one if someone tied and checked it. The tzipoira
A
metzayro.
human afterbirth one doesn't have to bury.
Again?
A human afterbirth.
Are you in afterbirth? No, also by an animal, the afterbirth you don't have to. Only if it was pila shilio, only if it had a miscarriage, so then you have to bury it because there's for sure a vlad inside. The placenta itself doesn't need to be buried. Just when you get a placenta and you can't find the vlad, it means he was dissolved into it, and he's still there. So that's why you have to bury it. Yeah.
So a normal placenta.
Yeah, normal placenta doesn't need to.
But here you're talking about culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, what Shama is asking about a human being. A woman.
Also, a human being, you don't have to bury it. Saying today they take it and they keep it for things in the future. Yeah, for medical reasons.
People eat it. I don't
What do we
understand.
say about
What?
People eat it.
People eat it today? Okay, the Gemara says it's Kirsha Be'alma. Okay. Keeps you young? Okay. Okay, I'm not updated. Okay, v'tzipoire metzayro. So by tzipoire metzayro, you kill one and you send the other one free, so the one which you kill also needs to be buried. V'sei nazir, the hair of the nazir, the Torah says, put it under the zevach hashlamim. You burn it under the zevach hashlamim. If you didn't, or if it's a se'ar of a nazir, which is tomei, so you bury it. Upeter chamoyer, if you didn't redeem your firstborn chamor and you killed it, so you bury it. V'basal becholov, since it's also be'ano, you bury it. Another thing is chulin shenishchatu ba'azoro. If you shechted chulin ba'azoro, it's also be'ano, you bury it. Now Rabbi Shimon comes to argue on chulin shenishchatu ba'azoro. Rabbi Shimon oimer, chulin shenishchatu ba'azoro yisorfu. You burn them. Why? Because we will learn anything which is hekdesh, which has a problem. It says, "Ba'kodesh ba'eshti solif." Anything which is kodesh, which had a problem, you burn it. So Rabbi Shimon says, if you'll take these chulin, which were shechted in Beis Hamikdash, and you'll bury them, so people will think that it was a kodesh which had a problem, and now you're burying it, you're not burning it, so it will make a problem. So he says, also take chulin, which were shechted in the Azara, and burn them.
So is it takana rabban?
It's a derabanon, right? It's a derabanon takana that he should do it this way. V'chen chaya shenishchato ba'azara. And he says, and not just things that people can make a mistake, like animals that we use for korbanos, even if it was an animal that can't be used for a korban, even that I tell you burn it. Okay. Now we're going through the list of things that we burn. Chometz b'Pesach, the Gemara will say that Shitas Rabbi Yehuda, which told that Chometz b'Pesach, the only way to get rid of it is by burning. V'Trumot Meya. Now Trumot Meya is the only thing on this list that you could have hana from it when you burn it. Trumot Meya, the Torah allows the Kohen to enjoy the heat. When you're burning away the truma, the kohen is allowed to take joy from the heat and bake his bread on it.
What's the difference between burying and burning?
Burying is digging a hole in the floor and putting it in, and burning is a fire? No, I don't understand the question. You mean to say why sometimes we bury and sometimes we burn?
Well, I mean, it's both getting rid of it.
Oh, very good. So the Gemara will speak about the reasons why can't we will see at the end of the Mishnah that you can't switch, and then we'll have to get to the reasons why. What's the difference? Why can't you switch? Okay.
Certain times when you can't burn it, like Erev Pesach, you burn your chametz.
Right, I'm
You
saying
can't burn it. You have
We did say in the shir.
you have to burn it on Erev Pesach.
I think we did say in the shir a few days
If
ago.
it falls on Shabbos, you
that-
can't burn it.
If it falls on Shabbos, you can't burn it. Right, so you have to get rid of it either way.
You have to
Right.
get rid of it differently.
Right. When there's no choice, there's no choice.
How do you burn the liquid?
Oh, so
How do you
well,
burn basal challah? Because it's bishul. Basal challah.
Yeah,
how do you burn it?
You have to burn, plus you have to...
No, so also, yeah, also we say you bury.
To burn it.
So you see, you're cooking again. I hear.
You're having benefit. You're having chanaan from it.
When you burn it,
Fire. Maybe having the heat.
you enjoy the fire when they make the fires for the burning the chametz. It's usually hot.
My grandchildren do.
They enjoy the fact that there's a fire, but not that the chametz is burning. Okay, okay. Ve'aola v'kila akerem. Now, ba'ola and kila akerem, the Torah says to burn them. But if it's food, you burn it. If it's liquids, so you can just pour them out and let them dissolve into the ground. Okay, you could use a bread or oil of truma to have benefit from it. If you're a kohen, today it's one of the only things which are given truma today, right? Wine, the kohen has nothing to do. But oil, they give oil to kohanim, oil of truma tmeah, so they can use for Shabbos candles, right? Because a kohen is allowed to use a sheven of truma tmeah. You can't eat truma when you're tamei, but you can take joy from it when you're burning it. So
the animals in the zoo.
yeah, this, right. Some things they give the maislus not, because maislus we can eat. But the truma is they give also, right. They give, you're right, some vegetables and fruits. They give a kohen a shutfus, and then they give the animals, because the animal of the kohen they feed it truma.
And you can't do it with wine, say?
Wine? I don't know. Does animal drink wine? I'm not so good with animals.
I've seen a few animals.
Okay.
Happy hour.
Kola.
During happy hour.
כל הקודשים שנשחטו חוץ מזמנו מחוץ למקיימון. Another thing on the list, any kodesh, which was shechted not well, we said any kodesh which is pasul, you burn. So if you shechted it, having in mind to eat it after the time, or to put in the mizbeach at the time, or chutzlim koimon, or eat it out of the place, harelu yisalfu, so you burn them. Osham tolu yisorif. So what is Asham? Why does Asham tolu yisorif? Asham tolu you should eat. So the case over here is, the way Rashi explains it, a person brought in Asham tolu, and that's mamish introducing for krisus. Asham tolu is brought, and
Somebody doesn't know if they did
so this is-
or not.
this is
Pulls it off until it
right.
gets out of it.
So, but when do you bring it? So here, let's just give an introduction to krisus. Krisus, there's 36 things in the Torah that if a person does them, 2 of them if he doesn't do, which is Korban Pesach and Bris Milah, the halacha, the din is he gets koles. Somewhere up in Shamayim, his get cuts off from his connection, and the way it happens in this world is he dies without children. That's what koles does. That's classic koles. Now, if a person did this aveiro b'shoigig, he didn't mean to. He thought it's okay. He made a mistake. He forgot it's Shabbos. He turned on the light. Okay, let's take an example. So then he has to bring a korban chatos. If he has a suffix whether he did it or not, so then he has to bring an Asham Tali. So let's say someone woke up and he turned on the light and then he thought it was Shabbos. But he wasn't sure if it was Shabbos or Friday. So then he counts the Beis HaMikdash on Sunday and he brings a korban. And then someone tells him, you know, on Shabbos, it has to be on Friday because on Shabbos you were in the hospital. You were sleeping from the beginning of Shabbos till the end. We were 2 edim, you were not at home. It didn't happen. So they already shechted the korban, but they're coming to throw the blood, right? And they tell him, listen, you didn't do the aveil. So he says, oh, Baruch Hashem. So now what do we do with this korban, which is now in the middle of the process? So he saw it. So the Tanna Kama says, it's apostle korban, burn it. Rabbi Yedidya Omer yikovel. Rabbi Yedidya says, no, you bury it. Okay, so that's a machlokes. So you got also an introduction to krisus. Chatas oif. How far do we go until we end the time? Okay. Chata saif abal asofik tisalif. If a person brought a chata saif al asofik, a lady is not sure if she gave birth or not. It usually won't happen if she gave birth to a living child. But if she's not sure, she had a miscarriage, or she's not sure if it was already after 40 days, before 40 days.
She shed a name file and just know whether it's before or after.
Right. So then she will bring a chata saif and will burn it. Rabbi Yedidya Omer yatilen olam. Rabbi Yedidya again, he says there's no need to burn such a thing, which a suffix. You cut it to pieces, you throw it into the flow of water inside the Beis HaMikdash, and by the time it will get out, it will dissolve because it doesn't have much to it. Okay, now we're getting to our question. Anything that the Torah says to bury, don't burn. And the reason the Gemara will bring for that is because anything that Torah says you burn, so once you burn it, you did the mitzvah of it, and now you can use the ashes. Now you can use the ashes. So if you can use the ashes, if you'll take something which you need to bury, so you can't use the ashes, because there's no halacha to burn it. So therefore, whatever the Torah says to bury, you don't burn. We call on Nisrafin, whatever the Torah says to burn, lo yikavu, because if you just bury them, someone may find them and use them. A person may dig over here, find a nice piece of meat, which was basal bechalav, right? And decide to give it to his animal. He'll take hano. He doesn't know if it's kosher or not, but he'll give it to his dog to eat. And you're not allowed to have any hano from basal bechalav. So therefore, if the Torah says to burn it, you can't bury it. Happens to be the basal bechalav is one of the nikbari. Okay? But if it will be nisrafim, all the things which are getting burnt, you can't bury.
Nisrafim means you can use the ashes at the end?
Yeah, once you burn them, the ashes are mutal. Because you did the mitzvah, the Torah says burn it, you burn, you're done. Rabbi Yedidya Omer
Sounds like nisrafim, it should be usher because you're burning it. I mean, why should it be mutter at the end?
because it's nothing. The ashes is not.
It's no longer what it was before.
Right.
After burn.
Usually,
It's a change of state.
yeah.
They had a shine.
There are things you can use with ashes.
The Nazis were saying to the Muslim ashes to be buried.
Right. No, so then the halacha is to bury it.
The shine was
'Cause
to
by-
bury the ashes.
Yeah, because by a mace we know. Right. By a mace we know that even the rekev of a mace requires kvuro. Right. Okay.
If ashes is nothing.
Right.
You could use it Example is like fertilizer for the cover.
Yeah, so you're not allowed to use it. Yeah, a mace anyways is from the nikbolim, right? A mace is from the nikbolim, right? So if a mace, you have to bury him, so it won't tell even if you burn him.
Even someone burned it.
It doesn't make it still also be'ano, right?
Mace is different. Mace is different.
It's not an insulting.
It's a nikborim. Okay. Rabbi Doim imrotz lachmir alatzmo lislof is a nikborim rasha. If a person wants to be machmir, so no one will find it and use it, so he wants to burn this basal bechalav, which is nikborim, he's allowed to do it. Omuloi eino muto leshanos, you're not allowed to change.
This is the cloud. It's very important cloud. He wants to do both.
Yeah. He wants to do better.
Shabbos is 10:30 and